Hello there, beautiful person. My name is Praise Ewa Odulesi, and what I'm doing here is called Bible Nugget. And welcome to Nugget 15, which means we're halfway through this journey of nuggets. And the question I'll be answering today is the question of how can you judge if you genuinely love the Lord? And again, I always say there is no one answer to this, but I'll just give you the answer that I have based on the Bible, right? And so the scripture in John 14:15 says that, if you love me, you will keep my commands. And you will see in Philippians 4 and verse 12, where Paul talks about, I've learned to be satisfied when I have much, and I've learned to be satisfied when I have little. And just yesterday, I was taking a walk and I was pondering the fact that when most people were immigrants who serve the Lord earnestly in their countries, many a times when they come to like the Western world where there is more comfort, they tend to waver away from that path that the Lord has brought them on. And I don't know if this speaks to you. Maybe you're planning to travel and the Lord is using this to convict you, but and then I started to think, but why is that? And then I just came to the place of understanding that it is because oftentimes people love God based off their situation. And so that is one of the ways we can judge if you genuinely love the Lord, when you're able to love the Lord in difficult situations, and when you're able to love the Lord in situations that are good. And the biblical reference to this would be if the story of Job chapter 2 verse 9 to 10, that in fact when Job was in that place of intense trial and suffering, he did not curse the Lord. Even though yes, he might have had some flawed understanding, he still knew to serve, to know that it is this God that is going to keep on looking onto. And we can also see this in the life of David, which is kind of like the opposite, where David was in that high position, but he still knew to constantly seek the face of the Lord. And yes, there were times where, he sinned, where, he slept with Bathsheba, but he always knew to come before the Lord. He always knew to seek the counsel of the Lord, unlike the king before him, Saul, right? So this is just to say one of the ways that you can judge and the Lord test our love for him is if we can love him in all circumstances. If you can love the Lord when you have little, and if you can love the Lord when you have much, that's one of the ways to know that indeed you are seeking the person and you are not seeking circumstances, and you are not walking with God based off your circumstance. So if this speaks to you, I want you to go back and ask yourself, do I really love the Lord? And I hope the Lord serves this nugget to you in a full meal, and see you in my next nugget. God bless you.